copy it. Number one, it's old and tired, and I've been using it, you know, and I've used other stuff before, but it's not going to work well anymore. But number two, the more creative you get with it, the better. And I've advanced this even further than I'm showing you guys in here. I'm not giving away every single one of my little tricks, but you know, just don't use the same canned copy and paste method that I show you in here. Just use it as a baseline. So let's get down to the basics here. Let me see what I can. Let's see. All right. What up, guys? WTF Ponage from BHW here again with the Black Hat Jobs method. I got the autoresponder example up for you guys. We're gonna start dissecting a little bit of this and go over it line by line. And so I want you guys to remember that every part of it is in here for a reason. You know, it all comes together. All these core ingredients come together and form a skeleton, which is what you need to make sure you have in yours. And after doing that, you're gonna have a real good idea of what you need to say. So again, this is the autoresponder message or the pre-sale message we're gonna send to the applicants to respond to our CraigsList posting. So we're gonna take this line by line, and we may make some side notes here, but I'll always come back and tie it back into the autoresponder. So just hang in with me. You're gonna see what we're doing as I go into this. It's all gonna make sense as we move along. Okay. So the first thing is we say thanks for your interest in replying, and here whatever the company name is. Now, one thing you need to be aware of right away is this technique progresses as it progresses. You're going to need to get more and more categorically specific, or as I call it, category specific, based on three things. The first thing is the ad that you post. The second is the autoresponder that you write. Okay, and the third is the CPA offer that you send them to. So all three of them have a common element, and by bringing them all together, it's going to increase your conversion a bit. Now, surprisingly, it doesn't take a lot of work to do that. You keep all the theme together, but it's significant, and it is worth doing, trust me. All right, so with these categories, what I mean by that in this particular instance is basically it's all based upon how the CPA networks group it up and how they split up their categories. So we try to stay a little bit consistent with that, right? They always have insurance, dating, surveys, freebies, right? Diet, health and wellness, whatever. That's how we're going to split up our categories as well. And that makes it real easy to maintain, and it allows you to keep yourself well organized that way. So yeah, anyways, back to autoresponder. Basically, thanks for replying. And the next thing you need to be aware of is to make money on CraigsList. Basically, you know, you can send quote unquote fake resumes. I mean, that's what some guys do. Is you send fake resumes to these companies that are looking for these positions, and when they open up the resume and maybe click on an install button somewhere, you can get paid for that. That's called pay per install, and more about that later, and we can work that into this too. But you know, basically you make money. Another way these guys do it is they bundle the resume stuff with adware, spyware, and Zango Bucks. You know, whatever they're you know, some of these guys are turning the computer into a slave computer to send emails. Wink, wink. You know, I know a couple of you guys on the forums who might be into that. There's all kinds of things that these guys are doing to make money with that system, so we're going to use that as leverage, all right? Basically what we say here is, you know, because of all the viruses we have that we've been getting from opening fake resume attachments here on CraigsList, if you've included a resume, we will not be able to open it directly from this email. It is very important that you follow the instructions below. Okay, so the basic idea is that we can't open your attachment. We're worried about viruses, so you have to follow some more steps. In other words, thank you for your resume. You need to do something else, jump through some more hoops. Now, there's other ways you can spin this as well. All right, maybe you say we open your resume, it looks good. Now you need to go through some more steps. You know, there's 1,000 ways you can do it. Basically, you have to give them a good reason why they have to go do something else. Again, like I said, that's just one spin on it. Don't take this word for word. Put your own spin on it. Make it unique. It'll work much better for you, and your conversions are going to be a lot higher. All right. Anyway, next paragraph. You will need to simply head over to one of our websites and securely fill in your basic information there. All right. Now this is very important. The first portion of general information will be using our regular customer's website form. All right. Now let's talk about that for a minute. Obviously, what we're doing here is we're going to be sending them to a CPA offer, and when they get there, they're going to immediately have an objection. This does not look like a job application form to me. You know, they're going to close out, go back to CraigsList search, right? Maybe flag your ad. We don't want that, so we have to defeat that to the best of our ability right away. So what we're doing here is planting a seed here, and we're going to water it throughout the paragraph. Yeah, seeds. All right, so the seed we're planting here. So the seed we're planting here is we're sending you over to one of our regular forums or one of our regular sites for our customers. But don't worry, On page 3 of the form, there's going to be a drop-down menu, and on that form, you can select that you're a job applicant. So we're planting a seed to defeat the objection that the landing page isn't a job application. So don't worry about it. You'll go through a few pages, and it will be a job application, basically. Again, creativity here. There's a number of ways you can do it, but the psychology behind what we're trying to accomplish here. All right. So we talk about page 3 of the form being a drop-down menu, and that's important for a couple of reasons. Number one is it allows them to go through the form and know that and put off the fact that the first 2 pages are relevant. All right. And number 2 is it gives them a target. If we know that we don't get paid unless the user submits 2 pages of data, if we tell them to go to the 3rd page, we've ensured our conversion. We know we're going to get paid, right? So we're sending them to the 3rd page. So that's another reason. And then another reason we're going to say that is because normally we don't have control over the CPA landing page. Especially when I first started doing this method, we didn't have. I didn't have got CPA or anything like that. I've heard people complain about it. It's leaking, that they're getting banned, that people found their black hat sites. So we can't really with 100% certainty control the CPA landing page. So obviously there is no job applicant in the drop down form process, and so they're going to get there and say, oh, there's something fishy going on here. There is no drop down, or they're going to email us saying, hey, I didn't see a drop down menu. So what's the scoop? And we can take that and do a number of things with it, and there's a couple ways to handle this. One is, and the easier way is to make sure that they go through at least 3 pages. So if you don't see that drop down form, you can upload the job resume here and send them to a resume upload page. And more on that later. The resume upload page, that's really cool. Just make sure that on the resume upload page you say something like, hey, you have to fill out the other information first, and if you didn't, we're not going to open this attachment. It's not going to get to us, whatever you want to say. That's one way to handle it. And when they submit their application, we're going to send them to a thank you page that says, hey, thanks for applying. If the position is still available, we'll contact you. Again, we're gonna